What's up, y'all? What you gotta say? Who's on the mic with Cafecito today?
Well, my girl, whoops. Well, my name's Maricel. I'm from the
Dirty Branch.
That didn't even rhyme.
They ain't even match. My name's Maricel. Represent the branch. Check in with
Batteries like Duracell. Oh,
Okay, so rapping is not our forte.
definitely not mine. Listen, I'm not Chingo Bling, so
And
Chingo,
even I'm arguably rusty trying to freestyle on the spot. But as you can see, we're it's the nice
is that
old
your
weather.
ADD kicking in?
What, talking about the weather? No, it is the number one topic. It is so exciting. This weather, we were waiting on this weather. I went in the attic today and brought down a whole bunch of winter clothes. Do you feel like we got to get rid of some of that stuff? You think it's like a little bit
Okay,
too
let's
much?
talk about how sad this situation is. Let's go even further. Let's even go further into this conversation. We also have bins at your mom's house.
Oh, yeah. On this episode of Hoarders, but guess what, though? When I'm done organizing the
And
garage...
I told you though, I said, whatever winter stuff is at your mom's house, go drop it off at a donation center because obviously we don't miss it.
Okay.
Because we don't even know. Like, I don't even know.
I'm going to go over there and find out what it is.
Yeah. Or did we bring that back?
No, there's a lot. I need to go, like, take pictures of whatever is stored over there.
Like the...
You know how long we were paying storage fees for a long time. But let's not bring up old
but
stuff.
technically, we can store it right there. Look.
I mean, yeah.
So we should go take it out of your mom's house and store it in there.
We'll figure it out.
Technically, we can. All
but
right.
we can still donate it. Like, I liked it.
Yes,
like
but
the
I would like to keep just 2 of my themes of my Christmas stuff, and everything else can go.
Okay, now, all right. We're talking about
Is that fair?
decorations. Absolutely. Does your wife have a lot of holiday decor to those watching right now? Let me know.
There was one that
Hey, let me know in the comments.
There's one theme that I'm just like, I was trying to do it for aesthetic reasons because I wanted it to look like an elegant. And then I realized I have children and it's not about me. So that's the one that I'm down
Was
to
it
either.
a Christmas theme? An elegant
Yeah, it was
Christmas
more
theme?
like the rose golds and the silvers that I brought in. It was like a very foo-foo.
Very like single person.
Very like listen,
like-
kids, I don't care that you want it to be the Grinch.
Like you pretending you want Sex in the City.
Totally, so that it all matched my house versus, I'm always having this theme. So
And guess
anyway,
what? All the Halloween stuff got to get put up now. So
well, sort of. Pumpkins still stay because it's still Thanksgiving.
Okay,
it's just the black ones that get put up.
all right.
So
some
not
of
all
the
the way.
Yeah.
But anyway, but you will have to already start getting Christmas stuff down. So we need to decide what theme we're going to do.
And when I went in the attic, I saw a lot of that stuff.
So check it. So I need to decide. We all need to decide. You too, YouTube.
Everybody watch.
Everybody decide. I want y'all to vote. Should I do the Grinch theme again?
For decor in the house?
Decor.
Okay, Grinch.
Kind of like the country checkered red and white, which we've done.
Who?
Country.
Country checkered red and white. That's a theme.
Red and black.
Oh,
kind of red, black, and white.
Okay.
That's the thing. And
Crunchy Christmas.
Crunchy Christmas. We'll call that one the Crunchy Christmas.
And luego, what's the other theme?
And the third one is our candy theme, which is the one that I
Candyland
did
theme.
last year. I did last year. It's all the candy stuff.
Okay.
Which one do you want?
I don't want to encourage my kids to eat any more candy than they already do.
It's just a candy theme.
Yeah, I know, but they're gonna see like frosty paletas everywhere and be like dulce, dulce. Yesterday, Sonny was like, "Dad, I want cake. I want cake," and I was like, "Is she saying cake? Has she ever asked you for cake?"
You sure you shouldn't say cookie?
I was like, "Dulce? Like, what are you saying?"
It might be a cookie.
Your cake, but it means cookie.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna go with the first theme then. It is
Grinch?
the Grinch because it's still like Christmas, of course, but also some sweet for the kids. Dr. Seuss. You know.
So we could take your Christmas away.
Yeah.
But Jesus is gonna be the center.
But we already did. So we don't have to get anything. Does that make sense? That's the thing. So the only one I want to get rid of is that other theme that I told you about. That's like the fancy one. So that one we can get rid of. So we just keep those 3 and we just rotate them every year. Bam.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. All right. for
Done.
sure.
Oh, wait, I have a gingerbread theme too.
Wait. Somebody in the comments said they wanted to buy it. Is that what I just heard? No.
I have a, y'all, and it's all really nice.
We
it's
have
not
like a garage sale.
I really could.
So you were
Oh, I
saying-
forgot I have gingerbread version.
There's another decor theme.
It's like gingerbread
All the
slash. That would be gingerbread slash. Oh, I kind of bring the gingerbread out with the. I do bring that because it's kind of the same colors. I bring it out with the Grinch.
So you bring out gingerbread.
It's
along
kind of
with
like
the
because it's the same
Grinch.
color scheme. It's the reds and the greens.
Well,
and so,
I'm super excited for this holiday season. Like, especially what I've been learning about. Some people call it like. There's this whole debate when people try to say, "Oh, all that stuff's pagan," and I don't want to go too deep because I know Juan Perez is gonna bust out his theology degree on us. But like, there's a whole debate where people say like, "Oh, Easter isn't just about the resurrection of Jesus. It was this ancient pagan thing with the eggs and fertility, and then it kind of merged." Yeah. Juan's getting real triggered right now. Or like, for example. All Saints Day, All Hallows Eve, and like, was it about harvest and fall and autumn? And you know what I'm saying? So, like, I guess it doesn't matter what all the specific roots and what came from where. All in all, you can still enjoy it with your family. Like, let the kids dress up.
Yeah.
But also enjoy, like, this is autumn and, you know, the harvest.
Well, I also try to let like my kids know that it's not. I don't really put it under like this is like a fun candy day. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I tell the like evilness. We just like
No,
it's
no,
fun.
no,
Like
of
I always
course
make it
not.
fun. Not no evil in it. And I know I decorate and I do the whole thing, but yeah, I am not a fan of gifts during Christmas.
What? Okay, noted.
I didn't know you've given me a Christmas gift,
You
my
get
G.
gifts, baby,
I
you
give
know what I'm
my
saying?
I give
give you
myself my own
I-
gifts.
I give you my well. She's hard to shop for when she got everything. It's like, baby, what do you want? And I bless you with my energy. And some people,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I'm slick.
Woo,
With it.
sometimes that energy got a lot of anxiety in it, though. Woo. I need some minute to process all that. Sometimes.
I'll do it right now.
I want to go to that video of what this gentleman had to say. You want to watch the video?
Roll it.
Let's roll
Let's
the
roll
video.
it.
back from vacation with his wife, and she said to him, "I wish we spent more time together." And he said, "What do you mean? We just went on vacation together." And she was talking to me, and she said, "But he was on his iPad or reading his book the whole time, so we didn't have any time together." I said, No, you're not looking for time. You're asking for energy. And the problem is our vocabulary says you don't give me enough time. But really what we should be saying is, I don't feel your presence. I don't feel your energy.
All right. So I would say I'm kind of like not your average
Chick.
I'm just not needy. So as long as you're next to me,
Like
Like-
bare minimum, like just be present.
like just be there
Just
with
be
me
in the area.
Like if I want to turn around and make a comment to you about maybe something, maybe I'm watching something that I want to watch, or I'm like reading something. If I just want to be able to turn around and be like, yo, check this out. I'm reading this thing. Can you believe it says that? And then we can have like a little short conversation about it. And then you get back to what you were
Like a
doing and
little
I was
podcast
doing.
episode?
Yeah. And then we just move on. I'm okay with that.
Like you don't need to be like constant. Like,
I don't
Where
need-
are you? And all that kind of stuff.
But to your credit, you do a very good job throughout the day, not even just like throughout the day, like
To my credit, y'all. Go ahead.
to your, like, you know, you hug me,
Oh, okay.
you know, you give me we
Oh,
kiss.
Okay. ¿Qué más?
Pero estoy gordita because you never tell me how chubby I am. You just like, ooh, you good. You
Be rubbing on
you just be
whatever you got.
So I mean,
So how we
I
doing
don't
this fall
know.
season?
Exactly. You're like, oh yeah, this nice and peachy.
Oh, yeah, this good for this warm
peaches,
weather.
peaches.
It's good for this warm weather.
What was that? Blames. What do you call it? Joke.
Delicioso.
No, when the butt was so big, it keep you warm. All the heat. Remember, he was like, when the girls got a big butt, something about a big butt. Remember that?
Furnace or something. I
Yeah,
don't
something like
remember.
that's a long time ago. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know what's your
Well,
take.
I think it's for one. I'm like, oh, this where Juan get all his relationship game from. Because Juan Perez the, huh?
I don't watch that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't?
No, he just comes up. He came up on the feed, and I was like,
Because he be Juan doing his research right now, all his relationship stuff. He's like a guru.
Comes up on my feed,
yeah.
I'm like, all right, oh, that's a good one for top.
And he produces all our shows and everything.
Yeah.
So he always has his ear to the streets. But I think it's interesting that this gentleman, whoever this guy is,
His name's Jay.
Jay, is honing in on the word energy, because when you reframe certain things, like he was reframing the thing about, I just want you to spend time. You know, some people might look at it like, well, maybe there's a connection missing. And I think it's powerful that he reframed it as, no, it's the impact that you're making, the actual energy, not so much it's time. It's like, oh, we just came back from vacation. Like, for example, when Scott Adams says it's not about managing your time, it's about managing your energy, which makes a lot of sense, because if I wake up tired,
But you kind of had that combo this morning when I was telling you about something that I wasn't sure I wanted to do.
I'm trying to remember what that was.
The event that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of said, that's your first answer to me was, well, you got to protect your energy. So this is going to be an energy sucker for you. Then don't do it.
Yeah. Don't talk yourself. Yeah. Don't talk yourself into being somewhere around certain people, doing a certain thing, just because you're like, well, I got to make an appearance and there's something good. I got to stay working because I got to stay networking. I got to.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like, man, that sounds like torture. Like, it's going to really zap your energy. But you never know. You might come back inspired and re-energized.
Exactly.
One of the main things he touched on, though, like I think we've touched on it on your podcast, but like the definition of communication. So like the communication aspect of it, he's like, well, she said you're not giving me enough time, and he's like, no, it's the energy thing. It's because men and women, even if like even if you're different, like if you're not as feminine as most women because you have like those qualities, and then whichever, not just you, but like in general. Even if you don't take on like the normal roles or whatever, the communication thing is still different while you're in a relationship. So you'll have to like literally come to terms of like what is the definition of these little meanings? Like when you say love, what's your definition of love? What's your definition of love? And y'all break it down to that little part, and then love has a meaning for y'all together rather than, oh, you're operating from that. Well, I'm operating from this, so I need this. Oh, well, I need this. And it's like, that's how, because what do you call it? Relationships that are like, what do they call it? Fixed relationships in other countries, they last a lot longer than American ones, like just like normal ones, because they literally have to like, they're being forced to marry, and they literally like, okay, so I don't know you, let's figure this out, and like they really communicate openly, while over here we just kind of interpret like, yeah, I think I know what she's going through right now, instead of like really finding out. Like, let's have that conversation.
How do you feel about that? What do you think about that, about not being present? Do you think that was energy? Because he said what you're missing is...
he was saying like, it's not so much about you're not spending time. It's she's not feeling your energy. So that just might mean like, how do you make that other person feel your energy? Is it like, well, I like that we had breakfast on the patio in the back, or like we went for a walk, or we had our quick little 15-minute coffee date, or whatever, like whatever that may translate into, you know.
Yeah.
It depends, right?
My biggest pet peeve is the phones at the table.
Phones in general, man, they're
like
they're the
I
devil.
hate it. I'll even ask you. I'll say, can you not be on the phone while we're having dinner? You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like
texting Juan. We're trying to see
and that's the only one I don't like. I don't like because I feel like it's the only, like we're always on the go. And so I feel like the fact that we got to sit down to eat versus in the car or standing up to eat.
I saw a clip about, it was a pit bull. I think he was talking on Drink Champs, and it was like a clip. Put it in right here.
Religious, man. I believe in God, but one of the stories out of the Bible, one of the most famous stories is what? It's Adam and Eve. What did Eve bite? She bit the apple. Look at the logo on your fucking phones. It's a bitten apple.
That's crazy. You know what I said on the rhyme? I said, 2 hands holding your phone, it's like you pray to it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, that's what you're actually doing. You're actually sitting there and praying to this device.
It's a cell phone, baby. It's a cell phone for a reason. You're prisoner to the phone. You're in a cell. I'm still on the BlackBerry, dog.
What?
Yeah, nigga, you think I'm playing with you? Shit.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Okay, so how do you
Right there.
avoid it?
Like I don't
what
be
kind of
on
phone
none of
is that? Is that a BlackBerry?
Watch out, I'm gonna be on a flip phone next year.
Damn.
But you know what that allows me to do? It allows me to stay focused, and it doesn't allow the noise to come.
I mean, this dude is such a like he's not a follower. Like Pitbull is super successful for a reason. To have like the wherewithal to know early on, like, okay, I can't get sucked into the day to day of whatever the chaos and the noise. And he basically was telling the host, like, I have an old school BlackBerry. Y'all might think that's weird because I'm not Mr. iPhone. He's like, but it helps keep me focused and keep all the noise out. Because I guess it's just strictly business. It's just like email on there.
Yeah.
You could probably Google some shit and text somebody and call somebody. And it's like, oh, dude. So, you know, I've known him for a long time, and to this day, I'll remember little things where it'll be like little moments of like, oh yeah, he did say that, you know, like always just, you know, very interesting. Just, you know,
I hate the phones and I hate social media. I've already had like 100 episodes on my podcast about how much I hate social media.
and she's creating
So,
all this media. and
Yeah,
content.
that's what I told him. I told him that's my biggest struggle. We talked about that. That's my biggest struggle.
and at the same time, you're not making enough. You're not creating enough.
And that's my problem. I just hate it that I don't want to make it, but I have to make it in order to continue to have a business, to continue to have a podcast, to continue.
And
to
even then, like, we're excited, not to get too inside baseball, but like we're excited about tweaking some things to you know,
To make it manageable.
to make it
Yeah.
all. And not only that, but like, for example, I gave her the example, Juan, I think you'd be proud of me, my brother, where I said, for example, if you spend an hour, hypothetically, tagging all your jewelry that you sell at the Hive and online, like you tag and you having to print the thing, you coming up with the prices, and you tagging and you spend that whole time. And it's like, you could have sat down and did Tip Tuesdays and probably knocked out 11 of them of like, all right, next question. Thank you guys. And you're lit and you're beautiful by your sign with your pink mic. And it's like, oh, I just made 11 pieces of content in this hour. That's going to like, and I'm going to figure out who's going to back me up and do all the.
Juan told me that the other day too when we were talking
Was that
about
the
how much
example?
No, he just said like you don't even have to spend a whole day doing it. He's like you can split up your days. He's like you can do this many and then this the other many. And he's right. That's why I said that is my goal for 2024 is to be better at this. Like in kicking it off now is like my system in place so that in 2024 it's like, oh, I already like kind of worked towards that so that 2024 kicks off. Good.
Question. Speaking of cell phones and all that, what does carpal tunnel feel like? Where does it hurt?
It starts to fall asleep. Like
Oh, it
usually
gets
it's right
numb?
here.
It gets
Yeah,
real
it
like
feels
numb?
tingly.
Tingly and numb.
Usually, if you press around here,
Okay,
you can feel your
because
little-
I don't know what I did to my hand.
But
And
drinking caffeine, too much caffeine, you feel that same thing? That's not the same thing.
what do you mean?
Heart attack.
Caffeine? Heart attack?
He's joking because
Oh.
of the tingling.
No. But yeah, I don't know what I messed up. I might have to go to that sobadora lady or
Well,
something.
that's the same hand, right?
No, I've heard both, everything.
Remember, Kim Kardashian got carpal tunnel on her, thumbs. From
Have y'all heard
texting?
about the cell phone tumors?
Yeah.
Yes.
The radiation.
That's why I never talk on the phone. That's why I
Have
always
that
have it
bitch
on
on
speaker.
No, I was gonna say that.
Oh no, that's
the,
Penny School.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a second. All right, y'all. So I had to take this call from school. I just got a call from Penny School, Dad. And Penny is supposed to be reading by the end of the year at a D level. That's what it is for kindergarten. So they go A, B, C, D, right? She just did her assessment, and most kids, when they do their assessment, they're about an A, maybe at the top of the B. Penny's already at a C. She's reading at a C level. So she feels like by the end of the year, Penny will be reading almost like halfway down her first grade year. So she'll be reading like at a first grade, almost like someone who's going into second grade level. So she'll be about a first grader and a half per se. So
Wow.
if we continue what we're doing. So she's getting books that are not part of the kindergarten curriculums.
Wow, okay.
They're going to be starting. Those are going to. Today will be her first day
So
that
she's
they get
getting
sent
some
home.
other books.
That are other books that she's getting that other kids are not
And
getting.
I've been reading the children's Bible stories.
But she's also been reading. You know, when we read with her, and I make her read now, because now I tell her, I lay down on the bed, and I tell her to read me a book.
To make her read.
I said, "You read."
They're
me
like,
the
so
book."
what are y'all doing? How is she such a good reader? Y'all gonna sit there and read to her so much?
Also, y'all, I know that I'm gonna have my friend on the podcast to talk about not giving your child a cell phone. But Penny has one of my old cell phones that she can only use when it's at home. But she wants to text so bad, so I make her create sentences to text her sister, her big sister,
Sound
out
it
of her
out.
sight words
How
that
do I
she's
say-
done.
yeah.
So I think a lot of it has to do that she wants to text her big sister. And so she's forcing herself to remember what she needs to type and what she needs to say. So teacher was just calling. It's just like, please celebrate her today. She's like, because that's a
Oh,
big
that's
deal for a
nice.
kindergartner.
Yeah.
She's like the fact that she's at a C level.
And she has a good teacher.
Basically, if she continues this way, she's like, they're supposed to read at a D level.
Which is confusing because it's like a D.
Yeah.
It sounds like you
So
failing.
A is like beginner.
I heard you over there and she's like, so she's at a C level? All
Yeah.
excited. I'm like, that ain't
Yeah.
good.
So it's A, and usually they're like at an A, by right now. They're probably at most of the readers, she said, are like A's, top of the B's. And she's like, but she's already a C going to a D, which means if she's already on her way to a D by the end of the school year, she said she'll
She's
be
advanced.
past a first grade reading a little bit. Like a first grader halfway through the year. That's where she'll be at.
Well, reading's a hell of a skill. And shout out to us.
Us.
For
Hey, I'm gonna be like Snoop Dogg. What does he
shout
say?
out to me, for being me,
Me.
and believing in me and working hard and not taking no day off. Mm-hmm. So awesome. Okay.
I'm
well,
so
there's
happy to
hope. There's
hear
hope for our
that.
country. This is the youth this is the future of
okay,
America.
But what does that take? It also takes parents. It's a three-way job. It's you, your child, and the teacher. If those three are not working together, your child is not going to be successful in school. That's my opinion.
It takes a village. Speaking of the future of America, do you want to watch this video about America 2.0?
Yeah.
Why so many young people don't trust the system? It's because this is America 2.0. Brainwash kids for 8 hours a day until they're 18. Tell them they have to go to college and go $100K in debt or they'll never succeed. Make student loan debt unforgivable, more expensive yearly, and yet their parents' tax dollars go to those same schools. Make it illegal to have unpaid internships where you actually learn rather than just theorize. Pressure the top performers to go into two of the most uncreative jobs out there, Wall Street and consulting, or idealize startups that will require sleeping on floors, racking up massive debt from VCs so 1 out of 10 of them can end up on the cover of Fortune, then get mad at them for not working hard enough and quiet quitting when they can't afford houses, they hate their jobs, and their loans keep stacking. If that doesn't keep their heads down, then send them to war in a foreign land. We have to fix America 2.0. That's why kids don't want to keep playing.
Bam. So yeah, I feel a lot of what she said, especially the part about the student loans, and I'm so glad I rebuked that demon, the spirit
Of debt.
school debt, school loans just on my neck just every month. You're like, golly, like especially for me because I felt like I wasn't even using none of the stuff that I was having to pay back. So I'm like, I'm over here doing this.
I know you say that, but you kind of do because
I mean,
you're
You could have gave me a
business.
one sheet, yeah, but you could have gave me a one sheet summary of like,
So you don't think none of the stuff that you did in college has helped your career?
I mean, some of the marketing stuff, yeah, but it's like you could have literally I could have like watched an Instagram reel.
Okay,
and
but
they
there
would've summarized it.
wasn't YouTube back in the day, so for you to watch that.
But why would I spend that many thousands of dollars for some shit that you could have just learned on YouTube? In my opinion, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm salty about it, but I do feel that for the most part, you're taking a huge risk when you send your kids off.
Well, I took forever to finish school because
you were funding it all yourself.
I was funding it all myself, and I was refusing to get loans. So some semesters I went, some semesters I didn't.
You were
go.
working, making that money, and paying
So I
for
was
your own stuff.
working.
Me, I was student loan.
And it took me longer.
But
I
you
didn't have that.
But you were in the real world, like actually being a responsible, independent adult, working, paying for stuff,
Mm-hmm.
versus you're a student going straight from one school straight to the next school. Like, oh, you're just trying to hurry and finish,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have no real life type of experience. So now here you are, a young adult, you know, in your early 20s now. Now you're going off into the world.
Yeah.
It's just a different order.
I'm not against our girls going to college.
I
If that's what they want to do.
I am.
I'm not, for these reasons. If hypothetically they want to be teachers, they're going to have to go to school, right? If they want to be a doctor, they'll have to go to school. If they want to be a lawyer,
But those are specific.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Every career you're mentioning right now is like a valuable, useful thing
Correct.
where it's in demand.
that's what I'm saying. So those were
Yeah,
things
that's
that
different than
I
like
would be like,
liberal arts, and they're trying to suck you into the sociology department. You know what I'm saying? And you're just like,
still technically what I got.
what, sociology?
A liberal arts degree.
But he sold the ops. I'm just kidding.
But she was a sociology major. No.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no. They just
They were trying to recruit me bad.
they didn't know where to. They don't have they don't have a place for
a sign
a
language.
sign language interpreting degree, so it goes under the liberal arts
Which was
department.
genius. That was so genius that you chose that and went into that field.
Yeah, but I wasted all those other years as a criminal justice major.
But the good thing is, like, you might look at it like you wasted years going after a different major and then you shifted. But like in hindsight, it's like it's better to do it that way than to be like, here I was being a detective for 10 years, but I really wanted to do some sign language.
I did. My goal was to work with inmates in the prison that were deaf. So that's why my major was criminal justice and my minor was sign language. I took one sign language class and that changed my whole
trajectory.
How
you say that word?
Trajectory. I can't even say it now.
Yeah. Treat yourself. Don't
Treat yourself.
Cheat yourself.
Say it again.
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
I thought you were going to say trajectory.
Trajectory.
She like
Trajectory.
Traject.
Like I can't say the word.
Chattanooga.
Hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite.
No, what is it? Hermaphrodite. I can't say that word.
Have you heard?
How do you say it?
Hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite.
Are you familiar with the Memphis accent?
Only through music, but not. I can't say that I've heard it in conversation.
Well, there's a funny clip I saw. There's a rapper named Moneybagg Yo from Memphis, and he was with Angie Martinez. And then he's like, people just forget, we still Herman. You still a Herman, and people forget we Hermans. And she's like, y'all are what? Because she's New Yorican, right? She's like, hold on, what'd you say? She's like, we Herman. She's like, are you saying human?
Oh, is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
I thought he was saying hermits.
Yeah, she's like, wait, Herman? He's like, how do you say human? He's like, Herman.
But
Burl?
I thought that was also Louisiana.
Well, a lot of New Orleans people, they'll say burl in water.
Because when
burl
I was
it. You got to burl it. Put it in some fur.
Her. That her is from there. It's from there.
Yeah, St. Louis people say her too.
Because I remember being in elementary school and my friend said she had to get her braids redone. And she said, I got to get my hair done. And I was like, you're who? And I was like, her?
Her?
Okay.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah, get your hair done.
Get your hair done.
If my baby starts slanging weaves, it could be called her.
I really should.
Her. You should.
I really should.
But at the
as
same
much
time,
as,
but at the same time though, we have to really focus the
this
brand.
would make sense because my mom owns a hair salon.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
You know what I'm
makes
saying?
perfect sense.
And I wear so much hair and I have a lot of wigs that I think I need to sell because they're just sitting in my closet and I'm not having, unless I'm going to go get it redone
Unless
again.
you finna open up her. Good Herman hair.
Herman
hair.
What were we
Virgin.
talking about that again? I'm sorry. Accents. How did that go there? Dang, we were talking about school.
No, it's because
Oh, you shifted gears. You said trajectory threw you
Oh,
off.
yeah.
That's what,
your
that's what we
rookery.
went.
And yeah, so that's what threw me out. And I was like, oh my God, I love this so much.
That's
Trajectory.
why our kids are never going to college.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they can't even talk, Marisol. No, but that's seriously. And I was just like, oh my God. And I remember my mom, when I told her, I said, I don't, because eventually I wanted to go into law to become a lawyer. So that's what the goal was behind the criminal justice, is I would work for a little bit. I got a job so that I could pay my bills again.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for young people to try to like. It's like you're fresh out of high school and you're trying to figure out like, what am I into?
Especially if you have immigrant parents who didn't go to college, so you have no one. You have no one guiding you and telling you, actually, the best way to go about it is XYZ. So there was absolutely no direction for me. The only thing our high school counselors did was help you how to apply for like college and your essays. And that was it for me. I don't know about you, because I know you went to a private school, so it might have been different for you. But for me in public school here, all I got was, here you go. This is how you do it. So submit it. Make sure you get your references from your teachers, etc.
That was stressful, man.
That was
so stressful. And then getting these acceptance letters. And then like I was in high school in New Jersey and all my friends were going to schools way out that way. So they're all like UPenn, Penn State, Georgetown, like NYU, Cornell, like all them type of schools. And then I'm over here like mentioning it to my family. They're like, no. You've been gone already. Like you already left home for 4 years. And now you trying to stay over there, go to them schools. They're like, we got schools over here. All of a sudden we got schools over here. So yeah, so then I applied, but I got into the school in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Which one was it? Drexel? In the Drexel, because
Chingo.
Because this
Drexel.
is why. Is that good? Oh, it is.
That's a good
Okay.
one.
So my friend and his mom took us, really. It was really more for him, I think, but took us to go tour that school, and she's like, Pete, you might as well apply. Like, you know, you're here, it's only this much, you might as well apply, type of thing. And I was like, all right, got in. I don't know how much financial aid or all that crap, but my family was like, nah, you need to apply to all. I got into all the ones in Texas except for Rice. Like all the ones I applied to in Texas, except for Pinche Rice.
Dang.
So if you are in the Rice University area, please go shop at the Hive Pop-Up
Hey,
Collective.
come
So
on
the
now.
joke's on you.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
We still in Rice. We stay
You know
in
what I'm
Rice.
saying? So all the parents of the kids that attend Rice, go shop at the Hive.
Well, nobody told me nothing. Shout out to my friend Amy, who that was kind of like the one that was like, I'm applying to Texas A&M. And I was like, oh, no offense to anybody who goes to U of H. I said, well, I applied to U of H before everybody feels like, I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying they're the same. And she was like, I'm applying to Texas A&M and I need a roommate. And I was like, word? I want to go there too. I said, okay. And so that's how that happened. And so then
That's when you applied.
and that's when I applied.
got
I got in. Yeah. And I did dance there for a little bit. That's kind of how I got a little bit of money for that. And then
That's how you know you're a good dancer, bro. You got a scholarship for dancing.
dance. Yeah, but then, you had to.
When are we going to have a dance date night?
Well, we've been doing date. Can we get to our
Can
third?
we get through date
3
day?
We've only.
Regular day?
Yeah. No, listen. We've only done our day dates 2 times. This is going to be
Yeah,
the
we've
second
only
time.
had two Thursdays in a row.
And we're
And
spending.
the first one was a debacle.
and then
The first Thursday was a
First one was
disaster.
indicator, we need divorce.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about that?
Okay, I think I already did, but
We did talk about it on the podcast on here.
I might have talked about it
On RPT?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Well, we're kind of talking about, weren't we talking about
Well, we did
relationship
relationship
energy? So that's kind of like sort of,
Full circle, call back.
yeah, call back. There you go.
Would you like for me to talk about that? Well, I'll talk about it in the context of I'm looking forward to one of our specifically dance couple, like dance class. Number one, it may sound a little selfish. Like, why are you so specifically one? Because I need to work on my footwork
It's really about his 4
for
strikes.
martial
yeah.
arts.
Has nothing to do with that.
You know, because I haven't been going to MMA class, so my little footwork, my riatas, puto. Mocos, cabrón, with the teep kick. No, but Marisol, like the level of dance skill that my wife has, it's like, how shitty is it that she she's so kind that she looked past my 2 left feet. So she married.
You have rhythm though. You can dance. You just
I could probably learn, but here's the thing though. She's such a good dancer, and she married somebody that's like a horrible dancer, and she loves dance. And I want to like try and meet you halfway and just like get a little bit
and
better.
we tried, but then I got pregnant.
And then
we
her
weren't
feet-
going we weren't going to class.
The way the feet started
and
looking,
then my feet were
it
just
was hard to
we're not going in the
dance.
shoes. So I was like, yeah, so we're gonna have to not come to do this class anymore. So on that note, let's get out of that class.
When your feet,
It was bad. It was so bad, babe. Tell them how bad
like
it was.
you got like you pressing it, and it just makes you think like, is this like are your kidneys
Hey,
good? Like
everybody's thinking
what's
like, oh my
going on?
God, she worked out their whole
my
pregnancy.
God, she's so
Pobrecita.
Hombre,
Yo.
hey, you ever had the the 2-patty Whataburger?
That's you're giving that foot justice by that.
Okay,
you need to go
triple
bigger.
meat,
You need to go
triple meat,
bigger.
triple cheese.
Yeah.
With some fries up in there. That's
Juan,
you
if
ain't-
I did not work out that day, it was a given. My foot was going to be the size of that triple burger.
my baby would get on that cycle. Boy.
I was cycling
Shit.
sideways like this.
It looked like Saw.
Like
you know how
this.
it was Saw?
Bro, that's awful. That's awful. That's how I was. You can see those videos. They're all on my YouTube
I'd like to
channel.
go to another, and then we could do a spin class date after we do.
This date will be kicked off. This Thursday, our date will be kicked off by going to the dentist.
We have a dentist.
We have a dentist
A dentist
appointment.
date.
And then we
All
said-
the dates.
We said we were going to kick it. We were going to continue from there, right?
What do you mean?
So we were going to go to that.
She like
go
we're
to
gonna
breakfast.
continue to take care of our teeth.
Go to breakfast, and then
okay.
we were going to go for a walk, and then we were going to just kind of whatever the day.
And you know what? And this is all made possible by producer Juan, who is so flexible and like effective.
And suggested it. Like, y'all should probably. Also, he probably was tired of us. He was probably tired of hearing us complain about not having time for us. He's like, let me find a solution for these
He's
motherfuckers
like,
because
all
I'm
right,
so
look.
over it.
He's like, look, you gonna podcast this day for this much time, then you gonna make these skits, and then you do this, and then y'all come together and do these. Now you can have a little time on Thursday to go do whatever you got to do, or what have you.
So
And you know what? Another confession. We'll end it with this, because I will keep chewing your ear off. I never really appreciated salsa music. It was always one of those things where I was just kind of like,
you said it all sounded the same.
no, not really that. I mean, I like Caribbean stuff and all that, but it's just a little too, I don't know. I didn't know how to interpret it, or my ears weren't trained, right? I'll say it that way. Just like some people who like don't get into rap or don't understand jazz or classical. I didn't really understand the genre, but like the way some of these artists you were playing, the way the percussion is landing, and you hear like, damn, this is like jazz influence, and then you start thinking about like, how did that come about in the Caribbean? Like how did these people grow up on this island, and where did these instruments come from, and how did they piece it all together?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I kind of get it a little bit more.
Yeah, because I told him that was my favorite part about salsa music is it's like the whole orchestra, because it'll be the string family, it'll be
The
the
horns,
percussion, it'll be
percussion.
everything. And so I'm just like, for me, that's, yes, I hear, I don't really hear lyrics. I hear more of the beat, because I was telling him that there was this one song that I love to dance to, and I just loved the whole orchestra part of it, like all the instruments
The
that are in
musicality
the
of it,
of this. That one day I was driving and I finally listened to the lyrics, right? And I was like, wait, he's talking about God this whole
And
time.
I'm like, you didn't know it's called like Todopoderoso.
It's called
or something.
Todopoderoso, but I didn't ever like, it was, for me, it was always the music. Like the music is, a lot of the times, 99% of the time I will like a song based on the beat, the sounds, like what I hear coming out of it, not necessarily words.
I think I know why me and salsa music got off on the wrong foot. I was a little bit annoyed and tired of like every time you go to these like Mexican restaurants or something, it's like, why they playing salsa music?
Yeah, I don't ever understand
Or you had
that
like
either.
a Dia de los Muertos event, they playing number salsa. It's like,
That's what I was telling. I saw when we did that event, Juan, that you came
I'm
with
like,
me. I
this
was
ain't
like,
even-
I was like, this is not Mexican music. This is really weird. And I always wonder the same thing. Why they do that?
Like I think even like Taco Cabana and stuff. It's like you go in there. It's like, come on, bro. We're in Texas. Like,
but you know what? It's because they don't know the good. Like like the one when we saw yesterday. Like I love that beat. Like
like guaracha, tribal,
like that tribal music, bro. That's.
But the guaracha stuff. Or?
Yeah. Like just all that stuff, I really like that stuff. All the beats that are like.
There's some other genre called aleteo or something, but
like that cumbia.
It's almost like house music mixed with like indigenous drums.
Yeah, and then what's the other one, babe, that came out? Like now that the new ones with like the corrido tumbados, like I wasn't really crazy about that, but then I like
she was like, "Is that music?"
Yeah, I was like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah,
is that the tacuache cuz?"
And then I got it, and I was like, "Oh, I like the
you hear
beat.
the musicality."
I heard the music part of it, and I was like, "I love the fusion of putting those two genres together." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm digging this," and that's me. That's me with music. I am a music hoarder, so I owned so much music,
and now they just create streaming, and now everyone's like.
So now I just pay $10 a month, which is way cheaper for me to have all the music I want.
All the CDs.
All the CDs. I put a meme the other day on my story of like kids with like how we kept our CDs in the books. I had books. Like my family till this day make fun of me because we went to Reynosa one year and they stole my books out of my aunt's minivan.
Oh, I bet that was heartbreaking.
And my aunt was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna claim it on the insurance so that I can give you the money for it." I was like, "No, you don't understand. Like I know I can go buy these all over again, but some of these are like."
And the one that really broke her heart is the Chingo Bling mixtape that was in there. She was like. Arráncame el alma.
Hey, but
que se abre la tierra.
Hey, when we were,
I gotta find it.
Listen, when we were moving,
I'm gonna make you
one
mine.
time, he was like, "Do you really own?"
Then she met me. He's like, "He's annoying." Like, you really
His
what?
energy is very antsy.
Yeah.
When we were moving, and I showed, you found one of the CDs. You're like, "You really own one of my?" I said, "You thought it was a joke? Like we legit?"
I'm like, "Where'd you get this Bandas Makes Her Dance?"
Yeah. I had a bunch of these CDs, and it's funny because
sometimes I would just be standing there doing something. She'll be like, "Chingo Bling, culero." I'm like, the #1 freestyler. All right, guys. I
don't know where this went, but this was a non.
It was a little extra bonus on a little marathon episode, but I know you got to record some Her Lounge podcast, and that might be where some of my antsiness is coming from. Is that I know my baby got her podcast as well, and I don't want to hog her up.
You know what I'm saying? You might need to go ship an order for me right quick.
Is it in the back? Do I need to go?
I gotta go do it.
Mm-hmm. Or send me the name of the people that bought it. Love you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
We'll see y'all next week.
And
bye.
Peace out.